All right, before we get into the conversations, let's take this report. The Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has emphasized that key reforms introduced and implemented by his administration were aimed at streamlining business development processes and building investors' confidence in the state's economy. The governor stated this while rolling out new investment focus on areas of opportunities before potential investors at the third edition of the Africa Social Impact Summit ACES 3.0. Details now.
The event brought together a diverse array of stakeholders, including investors, policymakers, trade organizations, financial executives, industry leaders, and business experts. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu told the forum that the state is projecting a positive economic outlook driven by its growing population and the development of sustainable infrastructure to spur growth.
In the last 5 years, like we've said, we've seen our GDP grow by almost 50%, and so it is to make sure that we can continually, encourage even in very difficult times, our investors to be able to have the conversations of de-risking, what could be their issues, what could be their concerns, and being able to give them that comfort, and that enabling, environment and assurance that whatever it is that they invest as a government will continue to play our own role and will ensure that the investments are not only secured, but they can also be guaranteed of some minimum return that would encourage and ensure that they stay around us.
The managing director of Sterling Bank, Abubakar Suleiman, said the summit meeting aimed to boost investor confidence in local markets and foster a business climate of greater trust.
The most critical thing for investing is that you have to be able to forecast what the future would look like. The moment you are no longer able to determine what the immediate future will look like, let alone the distant future, you are not going to invest. And that comes from one, policies, right? You've got to have policy environment where there's predictability, there's clarity. And I think Lagos has done a pretty decent job of providing this policy environment. The other thing that then comes with that is, even if there's policy, will it be consistently applied? Would it be applied to every investor in the same way? Again, very important that you can estimate that the policy affects everyone in the same way. But ultimately, it comes down to there has to be a level of respect between government and the investor community. Because in the absence of respect, the communication that would lead to the building of trust will not exist. So I like that Lagos State continues to convene, continues to come in for events like the Africa Social Impact Summit, and of course bring in all the critical stakeholders, their commissioners, the head of agencies, and we have brought in the investors leading to this conversation. So yes, without respect, there is no trust. Without trust, there is no investment.
What I'm taking home is the fact that you can trust Lagos for continuity. So if you're investing in Lagos, there's a continuity plan. So in a lot of climes you invest, and much later when the particular government is over and done, policy somersault, there's no continuity. But if you're investing in Lagos, you're convinced that the continuity plan is already in place to ensure that even after this government is over and done, the policies that are in place can support your businesses and allow your businesses thrive. That's my take home from today. Continuity, trust. Lagos is building trust in the hearts of investors, and of course communication. Lagos is trying as much as it can to communicate the opportunities it has to the world, to Africa, to West Africa, and then bringing people together to review these opportunities directly from critical stakeholders, in the governor's cabinet.
Investment opportunities in transportation, tourism, health insurance, and waterways, affirming the state government's commitment to advancing ambitious development plans for these key sectors.
All right, welcome back from that report.